Because I had an absolute familial feeling for Vera because I understood that singing together, that working together. That was important. That worked for me. Vera and I couldn't have been more different from each other. She was disciplined. I've been told by excellent dancers and choreographers that she was the best dancer that was ever at Metro. She was patient with me. I would make mistakes, and I felt very inadequate, and indeed I was. There was one thing, though, that kind of evened out the situation, and that is the fact that she couldn't sing, so that her voice was dubbed. If they could have dubbed my dancing now, we would have had a perfect picture.
On February 16th, 1945, a young and unknown Vera Ellen stepped onto the stage at the Music Box Theater in New York City for the premiere of Laughing Room Only.
1968. What happened?
I had a nervous breakdown. I was, the beginning of 1968, I started traveling very hard. I was running from country to country. I was everywhere that year.
The audience had no idea they were watching the beginning of a future Hollywood star, a dancer whose name would become known for grace and talent in both dance and film. However, behind the applause, Vera Ellen's story is filled with hidden truths and lesser-known details, often overshadowed by the fame of her more well-known peers.
Rosemary Clooney, how about that?
Wow.
That was a Bob Hope special?
Yeah.
1950-something?
1954.
1954.
Before one kid.
Before kid number one.
Yeah, and I was still singing Cole Porter, too.
Yeah.
Loud and strong.
Yeah, well, sure.
Did you know her co-star, Rosemary Clooney, revealed something surprising about her? Today, let's explore the fascinating world of Vera Ellen and what Rosemary Clooney just shared. Vera Ellen Westmore was born on February 16, 1921, in the vibrant city of Cincinnati, Ohio, where she quietly began a journey that would lead her to fame. She would grow to become one of Hollywood's most admired dancers, known for her elegance, beauty, and extraordinary talent. But the road from a modest Midwestern childhood to the bright lights of Hollywood was not without its challenges. From an early age, Vera Ellen exhibited a natural love for dance, a passion that her parents, Martin and Alma Rowe, nurtured as they encouraged her to step beyond the familiar streets of Cincinnati. By the time she was 10, Vera Ellen had already started to make a name for herself, winning local dance competitions and captivating audiences with her innate grace and skill. Her dedication paid off when she was accepted into the esteemed Hessler Dance Studio in Cincinnati, a pivotal moment in her path toward stardom. The time spent at Hessler was instrumental in refining her skills in various dance forms, including ballet and tap. It was also here that she began to develop the unique style that would later define her Hollywood career. But Vera Ellen's aspirations reached far beyond Cincinnati's borders. Driven by the dream of seeing her name in lights, she made the bold decision to leave home and move to New York City, where she believed her dreams would come to fruition. At 18, Vera Ellen arrived in New York, and it didn't take long for her determination to pay off. She made her Broadway debut in Very War for May in 1939, a modest performance that marked the beginning of her ascent in the world of dance and theater. However, it was her role in the 1942 Broadway hit by Jupiter that truly showcased her talent to a wider audience, earning her critical praise and setting the stage for her transition to the big screen. In an industry where spoken words often held as much significance as physical expression, Vera Ellen's career is a remarkable example of the power of movement. Though she was a major star during Hollywood's golden age, her voice was rarely heard in her films. This chapter explores the mystery of Vera Ellen's limited vocal presence, investigating the artistic and personal factors that contributed to this distinctive aspect of her career. Vera Ellen's transition from Broadway to Hollywood in the early 1940s marked the beginning of a career defined by stunning dance routines and visual flair. However, unlike many of her contemporaries who showcased both their singing and dancing abilities, Vera Ellen's voice was noticeably absent from some of her most iconic performances. This wasn't due to a lack of talent or versatility, but rather a reflection of the filmmaking trends of the time and the specific roles she took on. A pivotal moment in this story occurred during the production of White Christmas in 1954, a film that remains a beloved holiday classic. Despite being a musical, Vera Ellen's singing parts were dubbed by other artists, a standard practice at the time for actors whose singing abilities were considered weaker than those of their co-stars. This decision was not a comment on her capabilities, but a strategic move to match the film's musical style. The reasons behind Vera Ellen's voice being dubbed in her musical films are multifaceted. One factor was that the studio system often prioritized a consistent sound that could be easily marketed, leading to the use of professional singers for dubbing. Another reason was that Vera Ellen's primary identity in Hollywood was as a dancer, with her roles designed to highlight her exceptional ballet, tap, and jazz skills, while her vocal performances were often secondary. Though her voice was rarely heard in films, Vera Ellen's choice to focus on dance spoke volumes about her commitment to her craft. She recognized that her strength lay in conveying emotion, story, and character through movement. Her performances went beyond the need for vocal expression, allowing the audience to focus on the visual poetry of her dance. Opting to let her dance speak for her didn't diminish Vera Ellen's influence on Hollywood or her audience. Rather, it solidified her reputation as a dance icon, a woman whose physical expression was so powerful it rendered words unnecessary. Her legacy, therefore, is not one of silence, but of a voice expressed through the universal language of dance, which continues to resonate with audiences, even without words. Vera Ellen's choice to prioritize dance over voice in her film career serves as a reminder of the many ways artists can communicate. It challenges the conventions of musical cinema and emphasizes the importance of embracing one's unique strengths. Vera Ellen's impact on the dance world extended far beyond her performances. She played a key role in introducing and popularizing a variety of dance styles on Hollywood's silver screen. Her career, which flourished in the 1940s and 1950s, was marked by a series of performances that not only showcased her versatility as a dancer, but also her role as a trailblazer in incorporating diverse dance forms into cinema. Vera Ellen made her Hollywood debut in Wonder Man, 1945, a film that allowed her to display a range of dance styles, from ballet to ballroom. However, it was her subsequent roles that truly solidified her status as a pioneer in dance. Her performance in On the Town, 1949, alongside Gene Kelly and Frank Sinatra, is especially memorable. In this film, Vera Ellen combined ballet grace with modern dance energy, contributing to one of the first movie musicals filmed on location in New York City. This approach not only showcased her dance skills, but also demonstrated how dance could be woven into the narrative, enhancing the realism and energy of the film. Another landmark in her career was The Belle of New York, 1952, where she starred opposite Fred Astaire. In this film, Vera Ellen and Astaire performed a series of complex dance numbers incorporating elements of jazz and tap, highlighting her ability to adapt and excel across different dance genres. Their performance in the Seeing's Believing number is often regarded as a masterpiece of cinematic dance, featuring a mix of technical precision and effortless charm that has come to define Vera Ellen's legacy. Beyond her versatility, Vera Ellen was known for her unwavering dedication to her craft. Her commitment to perfection and her relentless pursuit of innovation in dance left a lasting impact on her peers and future generations. Dancers and choreographers in Hollywood and beyond have acknowledged her influence in their work, recognizing her contributions to the evolution of dance and film. Vera Ellen's groundbreaking impact on dance extended far beyond her on-screen performances. Behind the scenes, she worked closely with renowned choreographers, including the legendary Robert Alton, to create routines that pushed the limits of what was possible in film dance. Her collaboration with these choreographers showcased not only her technical skill, but also her creative vision, making her an essential part of the choreographic process. Through her films, Vera Ellen introduced audiences worldwide to a blend of dance styles, from the classical grace of ballet to the energetic beats of jazz and tap. Her work played a key role in expanding the role of dance in cinema, making it more accessible and engaging for audiences while inspiring a new generation of dancers and choreographers. Vera Ellen's influence in Hollywood dance was marked by numerous milestones. She was one of the first to merge classical ballet with modern dance on film, and her performances elevated dance from simple entertainment to a vital storytelling tool in movies. One of Vera Ellen's most significant challenges was her battle with anorexia nervosa, a condition that was barely recognized or understood at the time. The pressure to maintain a dancer's physique, along with the demanding nature of her profession and the beauty standards of the era, worsened her condition by the 1950s. At the peak of her career, the effects of her eating disorder became more noticeable, sparking concern and speculation among both the public and her colleagues. However, due to the lack of awareness and conversations surrounding mental health and eating disorders during that time, Vera Ellen faced her struggles with little understanding or support from the public or the industry. In addition to her health challenges, Vera Ellen's life was marked by deep personal sorrow. Her marriage to Robert Hightower ended in divorce, and she later married wealthy businessman Victor Rothschild. Although her second marriage offered some stability, it was overshadowed by the devastating loss of their daughter, Victoria Ellen, to sudden infant death syndrome in 1963. This heartbreaking event caused Vera Ellen immense grief, affecting her both personally and professionally, leading her to retreat further from the Hollywood scene. As Vera Ellen battled her personal demons, her professional life also faced difficulties. The shift from the golden age of musical cinema to newer forms of entertainment led to a decline in the demand for the kind of dance-heavy films she had once been known for. The evolving landscape of Hollywood, combined with her health and personal struggles, resulted in a sense of professional isolation despite her substantial contributions to the industry. Despite these challenges, Vera Ellen's legacy in dance and film remains firmly intact. Her technical excellence, coupled with her remarkable ability to express emotion through movement, distinguished her as one of the era's most gifted performers. However, the silence surrounding her personal struggles during her life and in the years following her death on August 30th, 1981, highlights the often unseen human side of Hollywood stardom. Rosemary Clooney shared her thoughts on working with Vera Ellen, saying they had a family-like connection. In White Christmas, Vera Ellen played her sister, showing off her amazing talent. Despite their differences, Vera being very disciplined and Rosemary more laid back, Clooney admired Vera's dedication. She remembered how Vera was patient with her, especially when she made mistakes, which made Rosemary feel unsure of herself. Clooney also praised Vera's dancing, calling her the best dancer at Metro. However, with a touch of humor, Rosemary pointed out that while Vera couldn't sing and had her voice dubbed, if only they could have dubbed her dancing too, they would have had the perfect film. Vera Ellen's personal life, much like the roles she portrayed with elegance and energy on screen, was filled with intense love stories marked by both deep connection and eventual heartbreak. One such relationship was her marriage to fellow dancer Robert Hightower in 1941. which became a significant chapter in her life, reflecting a union founded on their shared dreams and aspirations in the dance world. By the mid-1940s, particularly following her standout performance in On the Town, 1949, and her rise in Hollywood, the pressures of fame began to strain their relationship. The couple faced the difficulties that came with Vera Ellen's growing commitments and the increasing public attention, a challenge that tested their bond. In 1945, amid the fast-paced and relentless nature of Hollywood, Vera Ellen and Robert Hightower's marriage reached its breaking point. That year marked a turning point, not only in Vera Ellen's career, but also in her personal life. Despite their efforts to make it work, the couple separated, and their divorce was finalized during a time when Vera Ellen's career was at its peak. This period highlighted the unseen sacrifices behind the scenes, where personal relationships sometimes gave way to the demands of stardom. The end of her marriage to Hightower was a loss that Vera Ellen deeply felt, a chapter that closed with lingering questions about what could have been. Yet, her ability to love again was clear in her marriage to Victor Rothschild in 1954. This union brought a sense of stability and a fresh start, showing Vera Ellen's resilience and her continued hope for happiness beyond the shadows of her past. However, tragedy struck once more with the heartbreaking death of her daughter with Rothschild, a devastating loss that left a permanent mark on Vera Ellen's life. The death of her child was a sorrow that no career success or public recognition could overshadow, a painful reminder of the vulnerability beneath her public image. In the late 1940s, around 1949, following her praised performance in On the Town, Vera Ellen quietly began a journey that would see her making a significant impact on the dance community behind the scenes. Famous for her on-screen partnerships with legends like Gene Kelly and Fred Astaire, Vera Ellen's public image was tightly linked to her physical skill and exceptional grace. However, away from the spotlight, she played a crucial role in mentoring talent and advocating for the arts, particularly ballet, at a time when popular culture was rapidly changing. Vera Ellen's passion for dance went beyond her own career goals. She was deeply invested in the education and promotion of dance as an art form. Using her resources and industry connections, she was instrumental in establishing scholarship programs designed to support young talent. While details about these programs are not widely recorded, her contributions to the arts community in the early 1950s marked an important but often overlooked phase of her life. Furthermore, Vera Ellen's influence extended to encouraging the inclusion of more complex and technically demanding dance routines in films, pushing both performers and choreographers to raise the bar for dance in cinema. Her efforts to elevate dance as a respected art form played a part in shifting how it was viewed in Hollywood and beyond. Despite her significant contributions, Vera Ellen's work in this area largely went unrecognized, overshadowed by her film career and personal struggles. It wasn't until years after her retirement and her death on August 30th, 1981, that the full extent of her influence began to be appreciated. Vera Ellen's final notable appearance on the big screen came in Let's Be Happy, 1957, marking a poignant end to a brilliant career that spanned over 2 decades. By this time, Vera had become one of Hollywood's premier dancers. Known for her adaptability and technical expertise, Let's Be Happy, a Technicolor musical showcasing her dancing skill, served as a fitting farewell to a woman who had devoted her life to dance. Although the film was not as commercially successful or critically acclaimed as her earlier work, it gave audiences one final chance to see Vera Ellen's remarkable talent. Despite Hollywood's changing landscape and evolving audience tastes, her performance in Let's Be Happy was a testament to her ongoing dedication to her craft. After this film, Vera Ellen gradually faded from the public eye. The decline of musicals in cinema combined with personal hardships, led her to step away from her Hollywood career. She chose to focus on her personal life and health, which had been affected by her struggles with anorexia and the loss of her daughter. However, Vera Ellen's legacy remained strong. Her influence on dance and cinema continues to be celebrated by fans and historians. Her contributions to both fields are remembered for their innovation, elegance, and the joy they brought to audiences worldwide. Vera Ellen passed away on August 30th, 1981, in Los Angeles, California, leaving behind a body of work that continues to inspire admiration. So, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed watching it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content.